It's hanging on the back of the bedroom door. The sleeves are too long and they sweep across the floor. I put it on this morning just to feel a little heat, but it's just a hollow warmer in the middle of defeat. I can still smell the smoke and the cedar on the hood, a lingering reminder of the things we understood. I'm drowning in the cotton, I'm hiding in the gray, trying to find the version of you that didn't walk away. And I'm living in these borrowed hoodies, living in the past, wrapped in forever. It's a fabric full of heartache, just full of tears, trying to keep the warmth of all those wasted years. Yeah, it's a heavy weight, these borrowed hoodies. I should put it in a box, I should throw it in the rain, but it's the only thing I have that can simulate the pain. My skin is getting colder, but the thread is holding tight, like a ghost that's hugging me in the middle of the night. It doesn't fit, it never did. Just a secret that we hid inside the stitches. And I'm living in these borrowed hoodies, living in the past, wrapped in forever, that was never meant to last. It's a fabric full of heartaches, a sweater full of tears, trying to keep the warmth of all those wasted years. Still smells like you, still feels like blue. Borrowed time. The sun is cutting jagged lines across the kitchen floor. I'm listening for a footstep that doesn't happen anymore. I pulled 2 mugs from the cupboard, then I put one back again. The silence in this house is like a slow and steady rain. I'm watching how the steam begins to curl and disappear, wishing I could whisper just to see if you could hear. I haven't changed the radio, it's playing something low, a song about a lover who didn't want to go. And it's just coffee for 1 in the morning light, trying to wash away the ghost of a long and lonely night, counting up the pieces of the love I couldn't say. Yeah, it's a bitter taste, coffee for 1. I find myself still leaving space for you to sit and stay, but the shadow on the wall is the only thing that's gray. I take a sip and close my eyes and try to find your face, but you're just a hollow memory in this empty, quiet space. Hushed, fragile voice, no sugar, no cream, just waking from a dream that I never wanted to leave. And it's just coffee for 1 in the morning light, trying to wash away the ghost of a long and lonely night, counting up the pieces of the love I couldn't save. The cup is cold, the day is old, whispered just one. The iron's frozen beneath my coat tonight, under the flicker of a lonely street light. I'm sitting on the left, right where I belong, but the right side is empty and the night is too long. I remember your gloves and the steam from your breath, when we talked about life and we laughed about death. Now I'm tracing your name in the morning frost, counting the minutes and the love that I lost. And I'm shivering here on the cold side of the bench, with a thirst for your heart that I never can quench. There's a space big enough for a ghost to sit down, while the rest of the world just around. Yeah, it's freezing on the cold side of the bench. The joggers go by and they don't see the tears, they don't see the wreckage of all of our years. I'm a statue of wood and a statue of stone, learning the art of being truly alone. Move to the middle or stay on the edge. I'm hanging on to a broken pledge in the winter air. And I'm shivering here on the cold side of the bench, with a thirst for your heart that I never can quench. There's a space big enough for a ghost to sit down, while the rest of the world just keeps spinning around. Just a seat for one under a frozen sun, so cold. The algorithm's cruel, it brought you back today, a memory from a year ago that I can't push away. There you are in 4K, laughing at the sea, before the world grew quiet and you grew tired of me. I'm scrolling through the blue light, it's freezing in my hand, a timeline of a kingdom built on shifting digital sand. I touch your face on the glass, but the screen is hard and cold, a story trapped in data that will never get to grow old. And I'm haunted by digital ghosts in a backlit room, watching our forever turn into a quiet tune, a heartbeat in a binary, a love that's lost its spark, just a flicker of a signal in the middle of the dark. start to type a message, then I watch the bubbles dance, waiting for a ghost of us to give it one more chance. But I delete the sentence before I hit the send, because a scene with no reply is a bitter kind of end. Cloud storage full of us, hurting off here, turning into cold and dust, cold and dust. Are you even real anymore? And I'm haunted by digital ghosts in a backlit room, watching our forever turn into a quiet tomb. A heartbeat and a binary in the middle of the dark. Battery low, screen fade to black. No coming back. The indicator's ticking like a fever in the dark. I'm looking for a place where I'm not supposed to park. I took the turning by the park the way I always do, before I remembered that I'm not coming home to you. The streetlights are a blurry yellow, bleeding through the rain, a familiar kind of shortcut to a familiar kind of pain. I'm sitting at the corner, keeping the engine on, staring at the window where the light is already gone. And I'm just driving to your street like a ghost behind the wheel, lost in the habit of the way you used to feel. I'm a passing to a memory, a stowaway in the past, knowing that the first love is never meant to a street. I see your neighbor's shadow, and I see the empty curb. I'm holding on to secrets that I never can unlearn. I wanna knock upon the door, I wanna say I'm here, but the silence in the driveway is the only thing I fear. Shift into reverse, it's only getting worse. The road leads back to nothing, and the nothing is a curse. And I'm just driving to your street like a ghost behind the wheel, lost in the habit of the way you used to feel. I'm a passing to a memory, a stowaway in the past, knowing that the first love is never meant to last. One last turn, one last time. You're not mine. The needle's shaking in the groove, it's lost its way tonight, spinning around in circles under a flickering amber light. I'm waiting for the music, but the melody is thin, just the sound of all the places that we've never been. There's a layer of the years sitting heavy on the black, a static kind of silence that's never coming back. I try to blow the dust away, but it settles in my lungs, speaking in the bitter taste of old and tired tongues. And it's just on the record player, scratching out your name. Everything is different, but the rhythm stays the same. A heartbeat made of static, a ghost inside the wire, watching all our symphonies fall into the fire. Yeah, it's just the dust before the song begins. Yeah, it's just the dust before the song begins. Whispered, do you hear it? The skip in the track, it's not coming back. I'm walking on the edges of the things we used to say, sweeping up the pieces of a wasted yesterday. The light hits the floor in a jagged silver line, reminding me of everything that's no longer mine. You said our love was solid like a diamond or a stone, but now I'm standing in this wreckage, shivering alone. What took to make the picture blur, and now I'm just a shadow of the person that I were. 'Cause I'm made of fragile glass, breaking in the dark, searching for a heartbeat, but I cannot find the spark. Once you crack the surface, you can never make it whole. Just 1,000 tiny, tiny splinters cutting through my soul. It's a delicate pain, being fragile glass. I try to hold the memories, but they cut into my hand. A language made of shivering that I'll never understand. I'm glued back together, but the seams are showing through. I'm a different kind of mirror now, I don't reflect you. Handle with care, but you weren't there to catch the fall before I lost it all. 'Cause I'm made of fragile glass, breaking in the dark, searching for a heartbeat, but I cannot find a spark. Once you crack this, you can never make it whole. Just 1,000 tiny splinters cutting through my soul. fragile to the end. I can hear the pipes humming in the dark, like a tired heart that's lost its spark. I'm leaning my forehead against the white, listening to the ghost of the city tonight. I used to hear your laughter through the hall. Now I just hear the silence start to crawl. Every floorboard creak is a memory's ghost, reminding me of what I miss the most. And we're living behind paper-thin walls tonight, trying to find a shadow in the flickering light. I can feel you breathing on the other side. Yeah, it's a fragile life behind paper-thin walls. The pain is peeling back like a tired skin. Letting all the cold and the winter in. I wanna reach through the plaster and the wood and take back the words that I misunderstood. One touch and it all falls down. One word and I'm gonna drown in the spaces between us. And we're living behind paper-thin walls tonight, trying to find a shadow in the flickering light. I can feel you breathing on the other side, with nowhere left to run and nowhere to hide. So thin, so cold, I hear you. The clock is bleeding minutes, dripping on the floor. I've counted every shadow from the window to the door. The plaster has a pattern that I've learned by heart tonight, a map of all the wrong ways that we tried to make it right. I'm lying in the hollow where your shoulder used to be, staring at the cracks that look like veins inside of me. The air is getting heavy like it's made of rising dust, while the silence starts to settle like a layer of old rust. And I'm just staring at the 3 a.m. ceiling again, looking for an answer in the dark and in the rain. It's a wide and empty canvas for the things you never said. 100 different spinning round inside my head. Yeah, I'm wide awake with the 3 a.m. ceiling. I wonder if you're sleeping or if you're staring too at a different kind of ceiling in a room that's painted blue. Are you tracing out my features in the shadows on your wall? Or have you found a way to not remember me at all? hushed, fragile voice. The dark is getting louder, the white is turning gray. I'm waiting for a morning that's 1,000 years away. And I'm just staring at the 3 a.m. ceiling again, looking for an answer in the dark and in the rain. It's a wide and empty canvas for the things you never said. 100 different what-ifs spinning round inside my head. Don't blink, don't breathe, whispered, just me and the ceiling. The edges of your face are getting hard to find, like a watercolor wash inside my mind. I'm tracing the outlines of where we used to stand, but the colors are running right out of my hand. I used to see the fire in the way you'd look at me. Now you're just a pale and distant memory. The canvas is turning a hollow shade of gray as the best parts of us start to wash away. And I'm mastering the art of fading out of you, becoming a stranger to the ghost of you. It's a slow disappearance, a quiet retreat, a masterpiece of sadness that's finally complete. Yeah, it's a lonely skill, the art of fading. I don't leave a footprint, I don't leave a sound. I'm just a shadow floating on the ground. You're a portrait in a frame that I'm forced to let go, watching the ink lose its luster and its glow. First the light, then the light, then the heart and the world, till there's nothing left to see. And I'm mastering the art of fading out of you. It's a slow disappearance, that sadness that's finally complete. Transparent, invisible, gone. The walls are bare, the echoes have all gone to sleep, and I've run out of promises that I couldn't keep. My keys are heavy, cold metal in my palm, cold metal in my palm. After the hurricane, this terrifying calm, I'm checking every room just to make sure I'm alone, checking under floorboards for a love we've outgrown. There's nothing left but dust mist in the afternoon light. I'm surrendering the keys. I'm surrendering the fight. And this is the final lock, the turning of the gear, leaving all the could have beens and every single tear. It's a quiet kind of ending, no thunder and no rain, just the click of the tumbler and the settling of pain. Yeah, it's finally over. The final lock, hushed, cracking voice. Step across the threshold. Don't look back. The world is turning white, and the door is turning black. Whispered, it's done. The cursor's blinking like a pulse against the white. I've been staring at this sentence for the better part of the night. I miss the way you laugh, no, that's too much to say. I hit backspace on the feelings till I delete them all away. A folder full of secrets that I'll never let you see, of the version of the future that was meant for you and me. They're sitting in the cloud, just a graveyard of the heart. Every word a little needle tearing me apart. And I'm living in the unsent drafts, the things I'll never tell, locked inside this digital, lonely kind of hell. 1,000 I love yous that'll never reach your screen, trapped in the spaces, in the silence in between. Yeah, it's just another unsent draft. I wonder if your phone is ever quiet like mine is, or if you found a new name to fill up all your lists. I start to type, I'm sorry, but my thumb begins to shake. How many unfinished endings to shake? How many unfinished endings is one heart supposed to take? Select all, delete, start again, repeat. It's easier to hide than to face the way I bleed. And I'm living in the unsent drafts, the things I'll never tell, locked inside this digital, lonely kind of hell. 1,000 I love yous that'll never reach your screen, trapped in the spaces, in the silence in between. Maybe I'll send it tomorrow. Maybe I'll never say this draft.